I'm Dylan Black. It is a holiday craft beer adventure, the 2019 Craft Holiday Beer Collection. Very cool. It's a calendar. Let's find out more right now with Andy Nita, Chief Beer Officer, Nita Beer Company. Nita Beer. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Thanks.
5 years now.
5 years. Coming January 31st will be the 5th year, so we're
Congratulations.
Pretty excited.
Time flies, right?
When you're having fun.
Yeah, indeed. Colonnade
sure.
Road is where you're located?
Unit 17, 190 Colonnade Road.
Okay.
That's correct, here in Ottawa.
Let's talk about this this very cool calendar. Second year you're doing this.
Yeah, so this is the second year. The first year that we did this, we went to some local Ottawa breweries and we'd asked them to participate. And initially we thought, let's try about 100 units and see if we could sell those. And we exceeded our expectations. We were able to sell 900. And then we had to shut that down because one of the breweries participating ran out of beer. This year we're going to reach out to some breweries outside of the Ottawa area as well, in the Toronto area, Hamilton and Kingston.
Wow.
And where am I at here?
Well, the fact that it's the second year that you're doing this.
Yeah, and so we're pretty pumped. Oh yeah, so I was going back to the numbers. So this year we're going to try and do 2,500 units, and I think that based on some early online sales is a good indication that we'll probably be able to meet that target.
And that's pretty exciting that you're going outside, like you mentioned, Kingston, Greater Toronto area. That's really expanding things.
Well, I normally travel to the Hamilton, Toronto area already, mostly because I have family back home. Yeah. And so what we decided to do is, put some of our brands into some of those local area beer stores. And what we would ultimately want to try and do with this particular advent calendar is to create more exposure for some of the smaller craft breweries in our area and in the other areas mentioned. Okay.
So with certain ones selling out, I mean, obviously the feedback must have been pretty decent last year.
It was really good with the exception that some people said you should get some other breweries in there from outside of Ottawa. But that being said, we did get some feedback from people saying we're surprised that this isn't exclusively Ottawa. So we're trying to sort of create a product that everyone can get excited about in Ontario.
I don't know if you've noticed, but you can't make everybody happy.
No, so. I've seen that, especially in the previous election.
No doubt. Okay, so it sells online then. Explain how it works.
So you can order this online, and the reason we have online sales is for the fact that we can't sell these units through the front of our brewery. We don't have the license to do that. So we sell it online for people too, especially outside of the Ottawa area, so that they can have access to this unique product. If you prefer to sort of dodge the bullet on the shipping and not do online, we will have this in local area beer stores here in the Ottawa area, as well as in Kingston, Toronto and Hamilton, and I do believe Peterborough. So we're stretching it out there.
Okay. So Orleans then, would that be a big seller for the beer stores?
Orleans is ranked in Ontario as the #1 beer store for mixed packs. So we've seen that success for some of our previous products for the summer beer pack and the spring beer pack. So we're expecting to see a lot of action in Orleans with this product.
Good. Can you tell us about some of the breweries that are on board? Some of the names that you'd like to say hello to and thank you to?
Well, some of the ones that I'm excited about are breweries that I visited during my travels, through the Toronto and Hamilton area. Grain and Grit has been probably one of my favorite Hamilton area breweries, and when we reached out to them and I said, would you guys like to participate in this? They jumped on it, so I was pretty stoked. And tomorrow and Wednesday, I'm actually traveling down to Hamilton through Toronto to pick up a lot of these beers. Okay. And I'll actually get to meet some of the owners personally and hopefully have some QC sessions with them as well.
And some local breweries that you're excited about?
Weatherhead's a fun one from out in Perth that I'm pretty stoked about. And there's kind of a fun connection that one of my previous employees when I was an electrical contractor, his new boss now is the owner of that. So we have some common ground being electrical contractors.
That's good.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Who else do we have in here? Ridge Rock actually is another one that I'm pretty excited to have on board. That's a brewery that just opened up this year, and it's nice that they have the ability to meet the expectations for this calendar in terms of quantities.
Okay.
Which is nice.
You have a very cool story as well from last year about how a young guy sort of got together with his parents and sort of broke bread, so to speak, over this.
Yeah, it was nice. So we were sort of, my wife got an email from a mom who had bought this for her son and her husband, just as I think the boy was 20 years old, And I guess he wasn't talking to his parents as much as he'd normally been before, and I guess, you know, they're starting to separate a bit. And she bought this, and they'd sat down each night, and they shared a beer together, you know, sipping and sort of discussing all the beers that they had, and it kind of brought them a bit closer together. So my wife thought that was pretty neat, tugged on our heartstrings a little bit, and she thought that that'd be good to share that story.
What about some bonuses, some surprises that you'll find?
So what we've done this year, for those people that had this last year, is we're not doing the coasters, only because to try and do 900 last year, we had our laser running, you know, 24 hours a day almost.
Yeah.
So my
So what do
wife
you
was pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
So what we've done this year is we've asked the brewers to all come up with some sort of ideas on promotional items that when you flip over your date card, you can see that each of the breweries will be giving you something unique that if you go to visit the breweries.
That is super cool. We've got to wrap you up at nitabeer.com to make an order. Thank you very much, Andy. Nita.
Thank you.
More daytime coming up on Rogers TV.